家好，听到吗？好。My Chinese is not very good， 中文不够好，我是大概4年前才开始学中文的，所以有时候我用一些英文，有些用中文，所以我听到你们是每一天上课都是用英文的上课，对吗？这个才是好的，你知道吗？因为可以可以跟外面做事，跟很多人沟通全球全地球有一个 common language 就是 English， 你们就是可以有很多的未来来发展对外面的，对吗？今天呢，我会讲一下future 的故事，我会讲一下 present 的故事，也会讲一下我以前的故事。但是我会比较快一点讲完之后呢，我想做比较 more discussion， 比较 more answer 你们的 question。我很少会 take 你会看到呢，我以前在打电，我很少会 take interview， 我也很少会演讲。我刚刚才说我做 TED 的这个演讲，我给逼了2年才去做演讲。但是我听到你们要听我讲话的时候呢，我觉得这个是很好的。因为什么？你们就是未来的 leader， 你们就是我们的未来，你们就是我们的 future generation。我每一天每一个 decision， 每一天做的东西都是为了你们，为了我的小朋友，为了下一代。所以我如果有机会跟你们分享我的想法，是我的 honor， 是我的这个I'm proud to do that 啊。那当然很多人呢会email呢会问我演讲的时候就说innovation， 台湾也会讲 innovation， 但是很多人呢搞不清楚 innovation 重点是什么。Innovation 很多时候呢，人家以为就是可以上网去找一个网站，看找便宜一点的这个东西，还是上网找一下新的餐厅，这个 APP 就是 innovation。Innovation 不是关于这个 ，innovation 是对我们的未来很重要的。Innovation 是关于怎么样把一个很困难的问题，用现在可以的 technology。现在我们 communication 的方法来解决它 ，create 一个 possible future for ourselves。Innovation 对我来说呢，是一个非常之重要的一点。那我5年之前呢，我自己也问自己 ，How can I change the world for the better？ 怎么可以影响这个地球、这个世界变得更好，变得我们的下一代可以住在这个地球上面呢？更好，所以呢，我想跟你们大家分享一下我的以前的故事 ，my past， 然后我会找一些时间来跟大家分享一下我现在做的 Gogoro 的故事。And then after that, I'm hoping to share with you the points that I learned throughout my 20-year journey. Yes, I'm 20 years probably older than you. Well, I don't look like it, but I'm more than 20 years older than you, a lot of you. So I hope that my lesson learned and my tough road that I went through can inspire you and give you some points as you go on your journey to think about what I said and how you make decisions, and maybe that could influence you for the rest of your life. 你也听到我口音，我是从香港出生的。But my father's mother, my grandmother from my father's side, was actually born in America. So every day I grew up speaking English. Every day I grew up learning English. And because my family always knew that we were going to immigrate into America, I never learned Chinese. Never learned how to write, never learned how to read. What little I learned, I forgot about it. So every day I go on and in Taiwan, it's very tough if I can't read Chinese. 我可以看到鸡肉啊、猪肉啊、这个菜啊这种东西，我看得懂，但是别的更深的呢，很难看得懂。But I was born in Hong Kong, and then at the age of 13, I moved from Hong Kong to Seattle, where everything was turned upside down. Everything I learned, how my friends, how I communicated, everything had to be learned. There I met the person that actually would change my life forever. It was my high school teacher. The importance of a teacher is to groom and foster the next generation. They're not necessarily there for you to complain to or for you to to be honest with you, not to learn from, but to be inspired by. She inspired me. She taught me how to look at things a little differently. She taught me the art of expression. She always was the person that would ask, why? Why is that? Why would you think of it that way? Why would you do it that way? She challenged me to think about myself. She taught me the art, how to express myself in a creative way. I came from a family of accountants. My father, my mother, both were accountants. And so naturally, I thought when I was little, I want to be an accountant. Until the age of 15, she woke me up and said, maybe accounting is not your degree. Maybe creativity is your future. So she inspired me and she taught me everything there was to learn about metalsmithing. So a lot of people don't know that I came from a background of art. I came from a background of jewelry making. When I say jewelry making, 他们说珠宝, no, it's not 珠宝. It's the art of expression, how to use metal to express yourself. That's what the basic of jewelry is. These are pieces I made when I was very little. I made those when I was 16 years old, 17 years old. That's how I put myself through college. I made jewelry that I sold to friends and people I knew, and then therefore made enough money to make tuition. And then at the end of high school, in Seattle, you would take a test. The government would give you a test. In the test, based on how you answer, they will guesstimate what is the best career for yourself. What's the best career? Guess what my career came out to be? It didn't say engineering. It didn't say anything about creativity. Mine said environmental keeping. Now, if you don't know what environmental keeping is, that is what it is. It's to keep the environment clean. Now, ironically, it became my future career. They were right. But before that, I was very angry. That in a lot of ways was my mother looking at the world and me looking at the world going, they gave me the first no. Boo. 你没有前途的. Forget about it. You can't make it. You're destined to make, to clean up after other people. And then I went off to college, and during my college career, I tried to go over to Art Center, Pasadena. I don't know if anybody knows about Art Center, Pasadena. It's probably one of the best design schools in the world. And the design that they focus on is automotive design. There, I got a very rude awakening. I got another big no. They said, if you want to go in automotive design, you should have started at 4 years old. If you can't draw a car in 3D, you don't deserve to be in art school. So I packed up my bags and went back to Seattle, where I finished my degree in the degree of furniture design. Most people don't know that. My degree was not in science, not in physics. I'm not privileged enough I wasn't smart enough to be in engineering school. I studied industrial design, and unfortunately my teacher, or fortunately my teacher, he was the head of design for Norman Foster, which is a large architecture firm. And Sir Norman Foster was very famous for furniture design. So I learned furniture design. And imagine, with a furniture design degree, and you try to go get a career, a professional career, you have no idea how many firms I went to where I got no. I finally got one job. My first job was I begged for a job. I got paid $2.80 US. So what is that in Thai baht? Maybe 70块钱左右, right? 1个小时. But my limit was 4 hours a week. But I worked 60 hours a week. I didn't care. My first job, I begged for it. And my first project in my first job, sharpened this box of colored pencil. Without an electric pencil sharpener. You guys don't know how lucky you are. I had to do this. I did that for about 2 weeks. Because my boss said, after you sharpen the pencil, range them in hues, red, yellow, blue, blah, blah, blah. And then by value, and then by length, and then put them really nicely on the shelf. So I did that. And then I went on to do a second project, which was model making for him. He gave me a floor plan and said, you go build this model. See you in about 5 days. He gave me a piece of plywood, kind of a little thinner than this, but pretty thick. And asked me to build a model that was this big. And I had to use the knife to cut it. 用个刀子慢慢割到手指都流血。So I did it, I did it for nothing. I worked until the midnights and 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then 你们中文会说加盐添醋，添油加醋，加油添醋。我这个中文不够好了，看惨了。But then I added some feature in the house. My boss got really mad. My boss came in, what the, kept yelling at me. And I said, 4 o'clock in the morning, I had an inspiration, so I built it. That morning at 9 o'clock, the customer was supposed to come and see the model. But I added a huge fire pit. 大概6米乘6米的 fire pit 在这个房子中间 ，copper 的，用铜做的。And then he said, it's not in the plan. But I said, I think it's better. He said, it's not in the plan. And then the customer came, and the customer said, wow, this is cool. It went on to win a very famous design award, that house, because of that fire pit. And from that day, I knew I was doing things a little differently, and I had the boss's respect. And he actually let me go design things. More than just sharpening color pencils, and more than just building models, I get to design now.